Josh. Such a pleasure to meet you, man. How you going today?
Good, doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I'm super keen to break down horror as my genre. I just got to speak to
Oh,
Emma
great.
about it as well. And I was talking to her about the fact that obviously she's excited at the fact she was coming re-entering the world, making a sequel that was bigger, hopefully scarier, being a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. As someone who has done sequels before, I'm curious to know if that was something you felt on set with this one. You felt that this movie was expanding the world and doing bigger set pieces. Was that something that excited you about coming back?
100%. Yeah. I mean, I was excited to come back no matter what because I think it's really fun to make these movies, and the world of Freddy's is weird and cool and scary. But I definitely was hoping it was going to be scarier than the first one. I think the first one is a great movie and really fun, a great ride. Not the scariest movie. I think that there were some
Sure.
ways that, to push that. And for sure, that was mission accomplished on the sequel. It's much scarier. It's much
Uh,
scarier. It rides that line of being like PG-13. Like, that's pretty scary. Like, yeah, it's tough, but it's
I'm
good.
I'm excited about that fact because from what I was gathering in the trailer with the new cast as well, there's this like E.T. Goonies sort of vibe with this and they were movies that kind of pushed the PG-13 limit as well. I'm curious to know that sort of vibe and mentality. What was sort of the films you were watching that had that sort of kids adventure pushing the limit vibe when you were growing up?
I mean, let's see, when I was growing up, I mean, I loved Indiana Jones, not really kids adventure, but like that was like some intense stuff. Indiana was a
We
big.
were watching it as kids though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I saw Fight Club when I was 9 years old, which is just psychotic. But loved it. It was like my intro into dark film.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, I loved like oh, what's the Lord of the Flies? Like that's great. Like
Oh
that was
yeah.
like kind of pushing the edge limit. Yeah. Yeah.
These fun. Just I love those sorts of movies. I watched Pulp Fiction at like 9-ish as well, and that
All right, so you
I
get it.
mean,
You get it. Yeah.
we turned out all right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, was there an element, obviously, returning into this world where I loved Mike's backstory in the first one and this sort of this relationship he has with his siblings and the journey that he has to go on with that. Was there something that you were kind of toying around with the first one that you didn't get to fully explore that you got to flesh out a little bit more this time around?
Um, I think more than that, I think that Mike's sort of evolution as a character to me was interesting because I think that where he was in the first film, he was very obsessive over the past, finding answers about his brother and everything, and the guilt that he was riddled with. And he kind of got a little bit of a sense of closure of like at least knowing kind of what happened, and he can, sort of needs to focus on what's in front of him and sort of
Sure.
step up and be that guardian, that bigger brother, almost father figure to Abby. And that's where we meet him in this film. So I was excited to play a version of Mike that was a bit more grounded in the physical real world that's happening around him,
Mm.
and trying to be present in that. So that was fun to explore.
Nice. I like I said, I love horror, and I think the communal experience of watching horror in a cinema is incredible. And when you have a
Yeah.
fan base like Five Nights at Freddy's who love the lore and love the story, them interacting in a cinema with people who might not know a lot about the lore, it's like this perfect concoction for a great cinematic experience. I'm
Yeah.
curious to know, do you have a cinematic experience? The time in the cinema it was sold out. Might not be horror, might be something else, but where you just went, dude, this is what movies are all about. This is the magic of movies.
100%. It immediately comes, well, two things come to mind. One was I was in Atlanta when I want to say I think it was Paranormal Activity 2 came out.
Right.
It was one or two, I can't remember. I was in Atlanta and I went and saw it on AMC, and it was just like such an experience. Just like everyone screaming, everyone yelling at the screen, everyone freaked the hell out. Like it was amazing. And then also, I remember when I saw Avatar for the first time in theaters. I literally left, I think it was like a Christmas time, like family movie kind of thing. And I was in Kentucky, and it was like the dead of winter, so it was really cold. And we came out of that movie and I was so jazzed, I scaled a light pole. Just scaled it like full on. I was like, I'm Navi. Like I am an avatar. Uh yeah, but I mean look, it's like going to I love going to the movies, and I think that I like going to the movies no matter what the movie is, but when you have
Same.
an event type movie like this, it just really it feels so much better seeing it in a packed theater. It's great.
I 100% agree. Josh, I'm about to get the wrap here. I just want to say we're like similar in age. So I grew up watching the movies you were in as a kid, man, like Zathura and Bridge to Terabithia, my movies. But then seeing stuff like The Beekeeper, which I fucking loved last year, man. Like
Oh,
you made so many great movies that I've loved. So I'll keep watching movies. I hope you keep making movies, man. And I hope we get to do this again sometime soon. I
great
appreciate
combo.
your time.